Right, so how you going, guys, again? Welcome to, I think it's video 64. So this will be the second half of making this top. And hopefully we'll get the bulk of it made tonight, and then we can, that'll be maybe tomorrow night or whatever. So these two nights together in this one video, and hopefully then we'll better try this and see how it works without obviously a canvas on top of it. So I've made that piece, and obviously the other pieces the other night. So now I need to make this. I just still need to obviously put a hole in here, make this little link that goes between there, right in here, and then make the rod that goes right through to the front, and then work out what we're going to use to go across the front and then make the ball pieces. So I'll carry on here and keep going forward, and then at some point we'll work out the bits to go over the balls and some sort of wing nut or something like that. We'll work out something easy to make there. It would basically just be a bolt that we can screw through a nut that will weld onto something that we can slip over to replicate what we're trying to do, and then we can obviously work out what needs moved and altered and whatever. But anyway, I'll get into it. I'll start making these pieces, yeah, we'll see in a minute. To recap where we got here on the actual car, so this is all the bits we've got made at the moment, linkages and bits and stuff. So this is how far, so we're going to make the rest of it now to hook on, go to the front. So I'll just grab my tripod and bits and pieces and we'll get into it. So the next bit I might actually make this big long piece that goes towards the front. I might make that first, and then I can add these pieces in after that. So we'll get to that. I'll have a quick measure up and see what we need. Right, what I've decided to do is I'm actually going to just, out of the piece of this conduit, I'm just going to cut a piece that's long enough to go in front of that windscreen post on those two balls, and I'm actually going to weld it to those two pieces I just made. I'm just going to tack it on the end of it, about the right width of what I think it should be, and just see how that looks. I'll make it, what I might do is I'll make it, it's hard to tell by the photos, but it looks like it's quite a bit wider than the windscreen by about, I don't know, a good 5 inches or more. I still haven't had any confirmation on that width. I was hoping I might have got an answer today. I haven't actually checked any of the messages. I'll just check that just in case he has mentioned it. I'll just come back to you in a minute. No, I don't see any messages there at the moment, but it is only 20 past 5 in Australia, so in Melbourne, so I could get something in the next hour or two, you wouldn't know. Anyway, I'm just going to, I'll make this, what I might do is I might make it longish and put it up there and see what it looks like, and if it needs shortened, we'll just shorten it. I'll just sort of look at it from what the photos show me to what this shows me, and just get an idea basically. Like I could have made that all in one piece, but I think it was probably just as easy to do like that and just weld it on the end. It's only, again, it's only proof of concept. And then I can work out these other little pieces and then what I think I'll do is I'll fold it up without these other two little pieces I'm going to make, and I can work out whether they're going to be in the right places or not, basically. It sort of lets me, I can put a rough measurement on there, and then I can see whether that's going to work or not. So yeah, we'll find out. I'll do a quick measure. I'm going to cut it 4 inches longer than what I think it's going to be, just to give me a little bit of playroom. I can always cut it off, and I can always weld it back on. We might even get to see what this thing looks like up tonight. Maybe. I'll come back to you when I've got to weld it on, and then I'll bring the camera around. Well, yeah, we're making progress. Kinda. Kinda. So, I had to get a bit of wire. I actually used a bit of the wire that's coming out of this conduit. I've tied a piece on here, up to here and to here, to try and get it to hold. But I think this isn't long enough, this piece here. I don't think it's long enough. I think somewhere in here this is too long, because if I'll go get a tripod and put you back on it, so I can hold pull the top over and you can sort of see what's going on. So yeah, obviously lengths are not right, but that's part of this doing this mock-up, because you know, when you draw something on there, okay, it looks like it should work, but when you transfer it to steel and actually try to make it do what you think it should do, it's, you know, it's not always going to work. So that's part of the fine tuning. You know, we'll take a little bit off here, add a bit there, and we'll eventually get it. You know, so that's part of it. That's why we haven't. No, you don't make the proper thing, you know, in one night with no instructions, eh? So anyway, because this here actually lying down, that's sort of about this direction, so this here should be, I'm guessing, about here somewhere. If this here was fairly straight, this should be about here, so this is too long. And I've got a sneaking suspicion this is a bit long too. It might not be. What we'll do is lengthen this first, pull this down. On here, this little piece, which I thought was attached, I'm not really 100% sure. There's another piece that's meant to be, and I don't think I've got this long enough either, just from the drawings. This is meant to attach down here somewhere, attach into that, and then also hook into here. I've got a sneaking suspicion that this here might be a thing to hook in to hold it steady. I can't see how, when I had it all lying back before, I couldn't work out the life of me, even looking at the drawings, that there was enough distance. Because I think this here is probably a little bit short, and this distance here is not far enough apart. It needs to come back here a bit. But to hook into here before it hooks onto, I can see it in this ballpark here somewhere, and this is sort of attaches, I don't know, down in this area sort of somewhere, and it joins it all together. But I think this might be one of those things that when you pull it all up, and that's sort of like the last lock-in mechanism. Apart from that, it's like a centre lock. I'm thinking, I'm not 100% sure, because I can't see if that's something, you know, you might have a notch in it and you go, like that hooks over a pin or something. I'll ask, because I just, yeah, I think that's what happens now with this playing of it. But yeah, so I need to lengthen this a piece a bit. It actually folds up good like that. So what's wrong, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's too short. It's not to say that this point here doesn't need to come down too, because if we pull that down, this would come further. So it could be a combination of the two. But Again, I don't know. Like, I could get another tag and wire it down here, you know, and drop that down and see if that works. Like that's probably a pretty easy fix. Just move it down a little bit and tack it on, and then see if it claps and better. So yeah, I don't know. It's, you know, one of those things like that. There's like a million different variables, and it's just going to be a matter of playing with it for probably a week before we get it. I think it'd be one of those things that, you know, you'll change one thing and everything will change drastically. So yeah, I think it's either this isn't long enough, or that point's not in the right place, or it could be just a combination of both. Well, folks, I think I got it tonight. I've got a couple of little tweaks to do and some bits and some holes to drill, but it's up there. I've clamped the last couple of links in place with just vice grips, but it looks pretty good. I think one of the, I think maybe the back bow's a little bit high, and possibly the next one from the back's not quite long enough, the over top, but it's pretty good. Well, turn the camera around, hold on. How's that? Looks pretty good. It's got a few more little pieces to do, drill a couple of holes and put some more bolts in it, and then I should better see whether it all folds up properly. But like it folds up till like all this here folds up together, no problems at all with all this stuff. But yeah, with this stuff on it here, and I think this here is like a little lock. It doesn't actually bolt on. I think, because I can't see how that would actually work. I think that's like flicks out of the road and then it folds up. It's like a lock to help secure this. So yeah, I think it should work as long as I've got this length and these bits right. But it's easy enough to alter. If it's not in the right place, we can jiggle it, and I'll just have to I'll weld this to here and cut it off just to I try to work this out, but I think I had it too long, but I can shorten this up or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But I'll just weld this to here in this position. I think the hoops aren't quite the right height, but that doesn't really matter either. But it's looking sweet, so wrapped, and it's nice and level through there. Same through there, like it's almost the right distance. I think it's too wide, but that's no biggie either. It's just a matter of, you know, when we build the real thing, we can skinny it up a little bit. But it's cool, wicked. Apart from that, yeah, it's sitting really nice. So I'm absolutely stoked. Righty, we'll see you tomorrow. Right, how you going, guys? So welcome back in. So I managed to get here a wee bit earlier today. It's Friday. So Mrs. They finished work early today, and because the young fellas home from school, so I took the opportunity to come down here, try and get a couple of earlier hours in today, and then I might come back down here later tonight after tea. So I'll try and see if I can get the other night. I didn't even get down here yesterday, unfortunately. Just things didn't work. I'll try and see if I can get some holes drilled in here, get some bolts in, and we'll see if this top folds up. I hope I've got enough bolts left. Otherwise, I'll have to grab some in the morning. But yeah, get a hole in here, a hole in here. Same on the side, so I need 4. I got one in my pocket, which I took home for a sample to get some more from the engineering place, but I forgot. So yeah, see if I can find something. I'll find something anyway to jam the holes and see if we can make something. So I'll get to it, see if we can get some holes in here, make things work. Back in a second. Righty, I think I'm ready for the first fold up. So I've got, as you just seen in the, when I was, that'll be the high speed. So I've tapped that bar in front, modified so these two pieces on that side are a lock. I'll put some wire on there to just hold the tension on everything, so that should fold up, obviously, because the canvas roof will be the same. That'll uphold everything. So let's see if this will fold up, I guess. And theory, condition now like that, on each side. And lock. This off here because it's still cold in here. I should actually sit it myself, so we should be able to go. That's why I'm in the bar to make it on. It's just, I'll sit the bar back in there. The bar I finished last night anyway. This one, so it's up to sit on. Since I haven't got any holders. That'll work. We'll try this. Quite got something right here, but it's not far away because it's bloody wood is down this side, but I think it's more that it's just float the length there. It's not 100% right here. It's too long, but that's pretty close for the first attempt. I'll take that as open. Let's see if we can unfold it. It's probably a two-man job, I reckon. It's basically a two-man job. But yeah, fine tuning, but it's there. These woods obviously just played with a bit. Thing there to narrow it up a little bit. It's probably not bad here itself, possibly put it probably. Yeah, these could be in a little bit, because we can possibly here. But I'm guessing it's probably got a little bit of a gap there. And taper it to the back probably needs to be a little bit less. It's probably bring the whole thing in about a couple of inches each side, I think. We'll probably work it in. I'll look see what the time is. And yeah, but at least I know it works. Sweet. I think I'm going to get it to fold out. It's a bit awkward. It's really a two-man job. very much a two-man job. Move back here. Move back here. But there you go, up and down. Sweet. But yeah. Awesome. Awesome. That's very cool. Yeah, it's definitely not a job, obviously, when you get and full weight of all the material. Like the top's going to be heavier than that, so definitely a two-man job. If you have a ride in it and you think it's going to rain, take somebody with you. It's going to wet ass. That's cool. I'm really, really, really happy with that. I'm very tempted to cut it and narrow it up and reshape this a little bit and just get it fitting a bit nicer so I can get a bit of mock up, but I might do that later on. But it's freaking awesome. It's cool. Oh, man, it makes you feel so fucking good when something like that goes fairly well. Apart from obviously fighting by yourself, but yeah, it's easy enough to put down by yourself. But yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. Very, very cool. It'd be nice to just narrow it up a little bit. I think that might be the next trick. Yeah. Just get the mock up a bit shape. Narrow it. Too much variance in the width, but might be hard to fix. Just a bit of pulling it across without it on. I have to just do it like I've done there, basically. Yeah. So I think that's pretty freaking good. This is fairly even, I think. For the ballpark. So what do we got there? Sneak, well, looking across the top of that bar, just in 500. Sort of see across that. Freaking exactly the same here. Within a little bit, so that's cool. And I think the side's about the same. Take it. It's pretty sagged down a little bit, but that's just fine tuned. Just about. Yeah. It's about right. Bloody near. Like that's. So the opening is fairly level, which is obviously what you want. What does it need to be? What do I draw out? shifting that just back a little bit and this up a little bit, lift this. Then, we're very, very close. Very close. Now, I might ring whistles and see how far away T's going to be. So I've got to think about what I'm going to do now. Apart from narrow that up and just fine tune it. That's cool. First hit, basically. First hit worked with very minor discrepancy. Apart from changing a couple of little bits and pieces, like apart from altering that a little bit from the first one I made, because the first one I made was actually the piece that was on the other side and I cut it off. But yeah, apart from altering that one piece and obviously just getting that set distance to the front right, it's all I've remade. It's the only piece I have remade and altered. So that's pretty cool. Good freaking guess. Righty, see you later.